I have 6 p.m. So everybody's got their chairs and their food, and I think there's some. I saw some shrimp over there. Thank you, Lisa, for bringing those. That was really sweet. Easy. There you go. Nice to have a little protein. Okay. Well, let's call our meeting to order. I have 6 p.m. Okay. So first order of business. Welcome to everybody. We have, I know, one visitor here. We have other visitors. Okay, so back in the back, tell me your name again. Clara is here from the facts, and so she's interested in our AT presentation tonight, and then I think she's going to be trying to get with Christine and Carla, our co-presenters, later on, but welcome. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Do we have any of our interns here tonight? Barbara's here, and Stephanie, welcome. Welcome. Are you guys like this close? Yes. Okay. Good. Yeah, and you're on a hiatus now. I'm sorry. It's almost. Okay. So here's our agenda, pretty much our typical stuff. We do have several board members that are out of town. So Mickey's not here, Orrin's not here. I think Connie is here, but she's going to be remote. So I may end up doing a lot of talking tonight. So I apologize. You have to listen to me. Okay, so our first order of business. The April general meeting minutes were emailed. I know a couple people read them because they emailed me back and said looks good. So for the folks that were here at that meeting, would somebody like to, well, first, does anybody have any corrections or additions? Anybody online have any? Okay. Do I have a motion? Lisa Myers has made the motion to approve. Do I have a second, please? Kyle Purvis is seconded. Okay, so last month meeting minutes are approved. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. See, Mickey's not here. Mickey always keeps me straight on this stuff. So if Mickey's not here, and Lisa, you're getting ready to move, somebody's got to keep me straight. All right. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Yeah, I hear sound. Okay, somebody at home, please mute. If you're not muted, please mute. I hear somebody's TV, please mute.
It's Dawn.
Let's see, Angela's not here either to help, and Larry's not here to help police this. 1 second.
Hey, Dawn.
Don Sabathier. Mute.
I'm muted.
Yay! Larry and Christine, thank you very much for seeing that. Okay. Yeah, okay, moving on. John. Oh, I should have gotten the second. I'm sorry, I should have gotten the second one.
Hello, everybody. The infamous pins from the state chapter arrived 2 days ago. So for those 20-something people that have actually certified, I have your pins for you. A number of those I've already given out. We do have a nice list on the name here of the most recent ones. Dennis, Pam, Mel, Christine, and no Mel's here. And Dennis. Dennis, come on down. Mel, come on down. If you already received a pin tonight on a previous program, like I've given you one already, come on down to the podium. Do we have a photo? Do we have a photographer? Oh, good, Don. We did. Rose? I can. I'll have to get those for you. While we're assembling,
Maybe in the kitchen.
the background of these pins is this is the 25th year of Master Naturalist program in Texas. Some of us, like myself, happen to be in the first class here, which was 24 years ago. Pins that we have now, and I've got one on my head cap to show you, a large version of that with details, butterfly, and armadillo, and deer, is actually on the state recognition plaque. You'll get to see more of that later. We got these pins 2 days ago. Oh, and certainly not last but least, but certainly needed. Chris, come on down, Chris. Chris has his 5,000 hours. In keeping with the program, the pin has not arrived yet.
With the energy department, with Joe Biden's chief of staff. What was Hunter doing meeting with his dad?
Chris.
In December.
I'll bring it to you whenever it shows up. Don't want to miss on an opportunity. I have a few pins for people in prior recognitions that if you happen to be out there, contact me and I'll figure out how to get them to you. Deb Nance, 1,000 hours. Sherry Matheson, pre-certification for last year. Bob Salser, last year. Carolyn May Monet, last year. And Cynthia Grandjean in April of this year. Other than that, we're pretty even. Thank you very much. Kathy, I'll let you do the details.
Okay, so our impact data, so the year-to-date numbers took a jump because I think we got some stuff for March actually hit in April. So if you're going through old meetings and trying to add up month by month, it won't make sense. But these are the new year-to-date numbers. So our BT year-to-date, 6,200 hours, AT, a little over 800. The impact data is what, I'm sorry, the meet and greet type stuff is what jumped, sorry. Adults, we've reached out and touched 3,000, almost 10,000 youth, which is just amazing to me. But we've had a lot of stuff, a lot of activities, open houses and such, for a total of 12,971. So good job, everybody. Okay, so I want to say congratulations to Angela Griffin. And unfortunately, I have to update this slide because as of Monday, she did lead the field in the number of observations for Team Galveston Houston. So the City Nature Challenge, I don't know how many years they've been doing it, but it's a thing where people go out and they record observations on iNaturalist. And so talking to Angela today, there were other things that got added like on Monday and Tuesday, and so she dropped down to 8. But I think out of like 1,400 observers, that's still pretty awesome. So you'll see Angela loves being out at Shadow Creek Ranch. the beach sweep stuff, and she does a lot of our Facebook postings and social media stuff. So way to go, Angela, and thank you very much. Our advanced training day is coming up on the 20th. And I know there's been some comments and first about us charging a fee for it this year. So I want to first apologize to y'all for not saying something earlier. Okay, like in February, but it never crossed my mind. So yeah, that's on me. And I've gotten questions about why are we charging a fee, and I guess the biggest thing is that as president, I've wanted us to try to, if we're going to be doing larger events like we did last fall, we've got to have ways to fund it. And so the fall AT day that we had down at Galveston, that was very well received. Unfortunately, I was out of town, so I didn't get to go. But anyway, so in order to do those events, we can't do them on just our dues alone. And so I challenged the group to, how can we, if we want to do those types of things, we have to have some income coming in. So that's where the fee has come from. Okay. Okay, so Christine, do you want to talk about where we are so far with the AT day?
Sure. Yeah. Can you hear me all right? Our theme this year is a look back at Texas history. And we wanted to, look at all different aspects, both culturally, things that shaped our history and our state. We have a lot of archaeological work going on here in Brazoria County. And we also wanted to look at things like, over time, how has human activities, how has it impacted our landscape and our wildlife? And one of the TMN Tuesdays right at the beginning of the year was really interesting on ecoregions, and almost every single one of them, she mentioned the degradation of habitat due to things like ranching activities and farming activities that segmented the land. And now, we have a lot of wind farms and solar farms. And so we wanted to incorporate that kind of information. So we put together a great list of speakers. One of them you are celebrating tonight for having 5,000 hours, and we're very excited to have Chris Kniper give us an update on his Forts Velasco presentation, and that is correct. There was more than one fort. So he is going to update us on the work being done there in Surfside. If you've been out there for some of the Wings Over Surfside festivals, then you have seen that they have created they're working on creating a recreation of that fort. So he is going to tell us about that. We also have a National Historic Trail that runs through Texas, and there is a lot of interpretive work that is associated with that. It's known as the El Camino Real de los Tejas, and we are going to have a presentation from Tom Bird, who is the past presentation of the El Camino Real de los Tejas National Historic Trail Association. We are really looking forward to that. He's here local. We also are going to have a presentation by David Schmidley, who you may know as the author of The Field Guide to the Mammals of Texas. But he also wrote a book about Vernon Bailey and his writings. Vernon and Florence Marion Bailey were a couple that work to survey the wildlife here in Texas. And there is a lot of information about the work that they did. And so he is going to tell us about that. He is not only a biologist and a professor, but he was the past president of Texas Tech University and Oklahoma State University. So we are very excited to welcome him as well. One of the programs done by Texas Parks and Wildlife is to incentivize landowners to go in and make restorations to the habitat that will make them more welcoming to wildlife. And so Casey Wade has done a lot of work with the Dixon Water Foundation with some of our historic ranches here in Texas. And so he's going to be presenting on regenerative ranching in the native prairies of Texas. And I think that there is a lot to be learned. Obviously, we've had a lot of ranching activities here in our area as well. And we need to reach out to our ranchers in the area and encourage them to make their land more welcoming to wildlife. And then finally, we are going to have Dr. Lisa Euler. She is a professor of government at Tarrant County College, and she has done a lot of work on Black Indians, the lost culture. And I'm not sure what to expect with that. Mickey attended a presentation that Dr. Euler gave and found it very enlightening. And so she reached out to her to see if she could present at our AT Day, and she's going to do that. I also want to encourage everyone to create a display if you'd like to do that related to our theme. In the past, we've had a lot of people that were very creative in bringing displays, and we've had as many as a dozen or more that were displayed around the room. One of the reasons that we like to do this event at the First Presbyterian Church is because we do have room to set up those displays around the perimeter of the room. And so this year we thought we would give you some incentive by having a contest. And we're going to have two prizes. Both are a $50 gift card to a bookstore and also to Bass Pro Shop. So if you are interested in winning one of those and you would like to put together a display, the prizes are going to be based on an anonymous panel of judges that we already have lined up. And they are not board members, in case you're curious about that, but they are going to do an award based on relevance to our theme, presentation of content, and creativity. And then we're also going to let everyone that is there at the event vote on a People's Choice Award. So that will be determined by attendees. If you are interested in creating a display, send me an email and let me know what you're thinking about. And I have had a few great ideas coming in. So we are looking forward to seeing what y'all put together. We do have registrations ongoing, and we have opened it up to other chapters. I hope that if you are able to, you'll join us in person, and if not, virtually. And we will be recording it, and everyone that's registered will receive a link to the recording from the event. So even if you're not able to attend on that day, you can still view that content later, and we'll still be able to get AT credit. But of course, you'll get the most benefit from attending live. So we hope you will do that.
And we'll have food in the morning. We'll have lunch. And I understand that we have a door prize that's been donated by Luann. Do you want to, what is it? It's a Lighthouse Scentsy warmer. So, okay, perfect for the Gulf Coast. So.
And we will have other door prizes as well. So always fun.
Okay, all right. Okay, any Any questions for Christine or for me? Okay. It starts at 8 o'clock, correct? Christine, starts at 8
Yep.
o'clock to 3:30?
Till 3:30. Yep.
And it's at the First Presbyterian Church in Angleton, where when we couldn't meet here, we met down in Angleton. You can tell I live in the northern part of the county. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Christine, the question was, should folks plan on getting there about 7:30?
Yes. Jimmy and Luann will be checking people in at the front table there and giving everyone their tickets for the door prizes and stuff. So yeah, if you want to get there about 7:30, we will have some breakfast refreshments, and then our lunch is actually going to be catered by Duran's Barbecue. We're going to have a baked potatoes and all the fixins. So hopefully, no matter what your dietary concerns might be, you'll be able to find something to eat. And of course, we'll have beverages as well.
Okay, all right, thank you. Yes. Okay, Christine, the question from Pam was, do they just bring their displays Saturday morning, or do they need to bring them earlier?
We'll be setting up the afternoon before the event, and preferably it'd be great if they could drop them off in that window. If not, then yes, if they want to bring them morning of and set them up, then that will be fine too.
Do you have a time yet for Friday afternoon, or is that still being worked out?
It's still being worked out. I think Pam will be opening it up for us, so we'll coordinate with her. She'll be unlocking.
Pam, no, not you. Pam West. Yes, Barb. Yes, Barbara. Okay, Christine, are there any rules regarding size or of the display or anything else?
The rules are that you can't spend more than $20 putting it together. We wanted to
probably should
kind
be
of keep
something
an
that
even
could-
playing field.
Right, and something that could stand on its own or on a top of a table.
Yeah, if you think about kind of those trifold display boards, things like that. Nothing
your-
too crazy and elaborate, but
Like your 8th grade science project presentation.
yes.
Okay.
Oh, and then also it has to be created for this event. It can't be something that maybe has been used at outreach events in the past and things like that.
Okay, anything else? I'm not looking to see what, Christine, are you still on the thing? Can you see if there's anything in the chat? I can't see it.
There is nothing in the chat.
Okay, thank you,
Kathy?
ma'am. Oops.
Kathy, this is Pat. I think I registered, but I'm not sure. How will I check to see if I'm registered and paid?
Christine,
I
did
can
you
check for
hear?
you, Pat. If you're not sure, feel free to reach out to me and I can check to see if it went through. Larry is keeping a spreadsheet of everyone that is registered, so I can check that for you. That's Pat Jeffries, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
No problem.
Okay, hey, Pat, there's a couple of folks here in the room said that they got emails back when they registered. So you might check your email to see if you got anything. Okay. Moving on. John, anything you want to add about Water Wednesdays? I saw you did send an email out this afternoon with several different things going on. Did
Yes.
y'all hear John online?
they're using that microphone. That
Sorry. Next week's Water Wednesday is on water wells, and Dr. Joel Pigg, who's an extension specialist and also the coordinator of the Texas Well Owners Network, will be presenting on all things water wells. So if you're on a water well, highly encourage you to attend that. You do need to register. The email I sent out has a registration link in it, or if you have the old Eventbrite registration link, you can also go that route. But that will be next week on the 17th from 6:30 until 8 p.m., 6:30 p.m. until 8 p.m., and you can join the meeting as early as 6 p.m.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, is Don online? I don't remember
dear.
seeing it. Okay, there you are. Go ahead, Don.
Okay, beginning balance, and this is April, remember, so a lot of stuff has been coming in May, but that would not be picked up until the May report next month. Beginning balance, 11,837.74. Revenue of 108.29. Basically, it's been kind of a miscellaneous amount. Our vast interest of 19 cents, plus $23.79, which was a donation from a member. Remember, if you use PayPal or Square, we do not receive the actual $25. We get, there's a fee, so we eat the fee, if you will. So for a $25 donation through PayPal, it's $23.79 that we actually receive. Some AT fees were coming in of $84.31 for 108.29. In the expense column, basically we had two items. We had the cake, which you hopefully all enjoyed tonight, which was kind of a big one. But we also had a banner that it was decided that we needed to buy something to put behind a lot of on the wall behind some of our events, because the stuff that used to be up on the walls in the facility there, as you noticed, is gone. When they remodeled the place, it pretty much disappeared, and we don't know what happened to all the stuff. Most of it was trashed. So we picked up a banner that we can either hang permanently somewhere on the walls, if John will allow it, if we're allowed to do that, or we can use it in the background when we need it. So it's just not a super expensive item, but just something that we can put up behind our photos if we need to. So ending balance of 11,813.72. Any questions? Oh, by the way, those of you that have not paid your dues for 2023, now's the time.
Hey, Dawn, this is Christine. I just wanted to say a couple of people have asked about our budget and asked, I know that is public information, and so if they wanted to look at the budget, can you talk about how they might do that?
Well, there's a copy that Christine has, and I have a copy that I'll be happy to send them if they want to see it. If they just send me an email or call me and let me know what their email address is, and I'll forward them a copy.
And along that line, all of our meetings are open meetings, unless there's some subject that's personal that we can't do with everybody. But our board meetings are open. Obviously, this meeting's open, and we publish where and when those meetings happen. So anybody can come and it's also virtual. So if anybody has questions or just want to know more about what goes on, you are more than welcome. So, sorry, good question.
Yeah, Kathy, this is really directed to you in your comments about, funding and the charge for the training. With almost $12,000, what are we planning on doing with that money, and especially if we feel compelled to charge, for some extra training? You could speak to that.
Okay, so I've had people ask, well, why don't we spend down to $2,000? Why are we sitting on money? Well, right now, the first quarter, we've had most of our dues that we're going to get have come in. And that's been about $2,500, maybe $2,600. But most of our larger expenses, other than AT Day, most of our larger expenses happen in the end of the year. Our we were down to 8,000, and with our do you really want us to get down to where we have such low funds that if there's a project that we want to participate in or want to do that we don't have the funds for? Right now, we don't have anything going on in the northern part of the county, and we'd like to be able to start something. We plan to use the Eco Fund line, which that's a line of $500 that we've had no one applied for this year. So we're going to use that money to try to buy some equipment that we can start doing some outreach in the northern part of the county. We'd like to have a nice AT Day in the spring. We'd like to have a nice one in the fall.
Let me make a couple of comments, if you would.
Go ahead.
That since even before I took over, I went back and looked at the budgets that have been done for the past years before that, 5 or 6 years. In fact, I had to create them from paper into a spreadsheet. Generally speaking, and Dave, I think, Dave Brandis can back me up with some of this stuff. Basically, what we get in revenue-wise is not enough to cover our expenses for the year. So we have been nibbling at the if you will, the overage amount or the amount that we have kept in reserve for years. So it's not something that's necessarily was planned, but it's not something that I'm necessarily that thrilled about, but that's the way it's been happening. Plus the fact if we wouldn't be for several donations, there's several people in the unit that donate to our cause or through a company donation. If we wouldn't have that, we would be down at pretty much at the $8,000 level, which means we would be pretty much spending what we take in. And so it kind of depends. In the past, we've had extra money. We've given some money to some of our sponsors in form of donations. That's something that we could still do if we want to, if you want to call it, lighten the load a little bit as far as our cash. But that's not up to me. That's up to the membership and the board as far as what they want to do with the money. I just track it. I don't necessarily make a whole lot of decisions as far as how we're going to spend it. So it's not my job. So, but I'll be happy if anybody's interested in taking a look at the budget we approved for 2023. I'll be happy to send you a copy. Just send me an email or a phone call with your email on it or whatever. Text me a message, and I'll be happy to send you a copy.
The other thing that we've had, as Don mentioned, there's a recurring donation that we get. It's a corporate donation that could stop at any time, but yet it's still part of our budget. Last year we had a member that gave us a very generous donation, which was great. But again, that's not something we put in our budget. It's not something we expect. And there are some members that foot the bill for their expenses that they incur for activities that the chapter's helping with or doing. And Don's the thing, I've never seen a request for reimbursement. Well, that's not fair to those people, but I can't make them, submit for reimbursement. But if somebody, when we have other people involved with stuff, they may not be in a position to do that. So, what do I want to say? I don't feel like we should just keep whittling away to where we don't have enough that we can react to something if we need to. The years that I've looked at, and I haven't been around very long, but we've generally ended the year somewhere between $10,000 and $11,000. And this year we ended 2022 at 8,200, which, yeah, it's 8,200, but it's lower than what it's been. So that makes me a little antsy, okay? Especially given what everything else is going on. So I don't know if that answers your question enough, but.
Hey, Kathy.
Oh, hold on, just a second.
My question is, this 11,800, is it sitting in a checking account, all of it?
Hey, Don.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Okay.
And I'm not breaking it up into try to run back and forth between checking accounts and savings accounts. The interest rate is so pathetic. It's not really worth going back and forth just to try to pick up a few extra bucks. So
Well,
instead of being 19 cents, we might get $5 a month.
Well, the interest rate's been going up lately. Just wondering if there
True,
might be some value in that. And, you know, $5 a month, $60 a year, that's, you know, money.
Fine.
Yes.
4%? I haven't looked, so, okay. Okay. Okay, anything else here?
I just want to say I think you're doing a good job. Because I wouldn't want your job.
I want to make sure that I'm answering your questions as best I can. And if I'm not, then please get with me and I'll research it and get back to you. Okay, but I don't want to, I'm not going to sit here and say something that I can't tell you. Okay, that I don't have the numbers right in front of me. I'm sorry, let me see if there's anything online.
Just the comment that Larry made that our annual operating expenses are approximately $9,000.
I'd have to ask Don to verify that. But I don't, has it been that much? It couldn't have been that much every year. But I just want to know if we've been whittling this down like over the last year. I'd like to know where you guys started at it. You know, say about 2015.
When I came in as president, Kathy, I think it was usually around 5,000 or 6,000, maybe. It's been growing.
Okay, on this year's budget, we estimate that our total income will be $62.90. Our total expenses will be $10,518. That's everything. That interns, the whole shebang, all little minor stuff, all the way up through the bigger stuff. So that's a $4,225 quote in the red, if you want to call it that. So we're spending more than we take in. And so that extra money, if you want to call it that sits out there that's the kind of buffer that's been eaten up, and that's been going on for years and years.
Okay, well, again, we will talk to the board, but we will get the income statement, the budget out to where people can see it. It's not a secret. Don't intend it to be a secret. And if you have questions, you can direct them to me or to Don. Okay? All right. Susan, yeah, go. Sorry.
And our expenses were even. We paid for our stuff, and then they broke the check out, and the balance was zero. So this is a good problem.
Thanks, Susan. Well, and I have to say that Don was proactive last year, and he paid our insurance for 3 years. So we won't have that for the next year or two. Okay. Ruby. Miss Ruby. Oh. Oh, she gets her own microphone. And for those online, I was told that the deep sessions are canceled for tomorrow and next week. So rest of the, well, there's 3 left. So I don't want to say all year because somebody else, yeah, there's also next fall. So, okay, go ahead, Ruby.
Hello. I would recognize me without my clipboard, so I'm like, okay, how's that? I talk with my hands. Summer is on its way. And I thank you that have already signed up for the summer library programs. Over here on the table in the blue tray is a copy of the calendar for the summer. You can take one of those, be sure and put your name on it, mark which ones you can come to. If you have like only half a day or something, you can write a note to me. My phone number and email address is on it. You may text, call, mail, any of the above. Just put your name on it, please, again. Now, I thought everybody knows what we're doing. And most of you do because you volunteered. But it came to my attention as I was asked by someone who's new. We have a lot of new people who have not had an opportunity to volunteer at the library yet. So if y'all will be patient, I'm going to tell you again. So what do we do? This year we're going to do half as much as we usually do. Normally we do reptiles to 12 libraries. There's 12 libraries in the county in June. And then we have another one we do, either Wild in the City, which is mammals. We play with the skull and skins. And Sea and Shore, which seashells and sea life. The new admin at the libraries have cut back on the number of library programs they're going to have during the summer. We hope she will learn by next summer. So they would not give up reptiles. They tell me that that's their most popular one. Sometimes the number of people we have come to participate is more than all the other programs for the summer. So they really want us. They're not kicking us out. They're just cut back on programs. So what do? It starts with me standing up there acting silly and entertaining. I hope it's entertaining. And my part is to introduce things and to tell what do you do when you see an alligator? What do you not do when you see an alligator? What to do or not do when you see a snake? Safety. And then this is where you come in. Along the walls, we will have stations, like an alligator station, a snake station, something like that. And the participants get to roam around and go to any of the stations they want, spend as much time. The whole program usually takes about an hour. And ask you questions and touch, get acquainted, hands-on. And you don't have to know everything. I know I'm one of those who definitely doesn't know everything. I want you to feel comfortable. I have cheat sheets for every one of the animals. It's there. Things highlighted. Read through it. You'll know most of that already. And also, I have found out that sometimes they ask me something I don't know. I have the cheat sheet. It's in there somewhere. So I want you to feel comfortable as you do this. It's fun. It really is. Any questions? Good. I want every one of you signing up. Every one. I think I've only had 14 so far. I really appreciate those 14, but I need a whole lot more.
And the summer program was one of the first things that I started volunteering at before I even started my intern class.
It's fun.
It was awesome. So, yeah. So if you haven't done it, come on down, and it'll be at all the different libraries. So there's a library near where you live, and
Addresses are on here.
so, okay. Did you want to talk about any of the other things, or you want me to just talk about them?
Camp Mohawk is first week of June, and he's going to need volunteers. I haven't really contacted him, but he usually does his own volunteers.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sure that you know about board camp. I don't know much about it, so yes, I don't need to talk about it.
Okay. Okay. Is the summer bird camp, do they do that every year, or is that something new? Okay. So the summer bird camp's from 9 to 1? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know I had looked at that to see what ages, and none of my grandkids are old enough, so yeah. Yeah, we have a few years. Oops. Okay, so Ruby, for those of you online, Ruby just said that she will send a reminder to you 2 to 3 days before your assigned time slot. Okay, you think so the dates on the bird camp might be wrong. Might be the following week? Okay, all right, let me know and I'll go back. Okay, Oren is in Indiana watching his grandson play baseball, or one of his children. Okay. So for those of you looking at this online, the bird camp is June 12th through 16th. Obviously, I was dyslexic or something when I was typing this, so I apologize. 12th through the 16th, Monday through Friday. Okay, thank you for looking that up. I appreciate it. So kind of the same things going on. Beach sweep first Monday. Yes, sir. That's right. That's right. Sorry. I thought that was July you moved it. Okay. 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 Jimmy says he'll send out a reminder on the beach sweep. But it's not going to be June 5th. It'll be June 8th. Okay. Let's see. Then Oren did say that the boardwalk stuff is kind of on hold right now. George is nodding his head. Yep. They're waiting. I guess they're waiting for some things. Waiting on materials. Okay. But still, if you're interested, they can always use some help. Let's see. Come on. Okay. I don't know if I didn't notice if Melanie was online or not, but right now they're on a COVID hiatus. But we do have 7 interns. They're close to graduation. 2 of them are sitting right here. Right? Well, you're already graduated. That's right. Never mind. Behind you, right there. So I was right. 2 are sitting here. Kate, you wanna talk about the mentor program? Okay. You can use that mic if you want.
Hello. My name is Kate. I have
Can't hear you.
Hello.
There you go.
My name's Kate. I am in charge of the mentor program, which we're trying to get established. And we've started with this particular class. If you have not heard from somebody yet, I'm still working on getting mentors for each of the folks in our intern class. We just started this, and basically the whole idea is to let folks have somebody they can ask questions of, or get together with that can do things with, so you're not coming to an event alone and don't know what you're going to do there. Okay. So, you're seasoned veterans, you know what happens at these events, and you know how to get there. We want to provide a one-on-one type of experience that we're hoping will help people get more involved, since this is actually a volunteer program. And, a lot of times we have classes and we lose some of the people. So we want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to see what a great group this is. And I've got, I think, about right now, and I need some more to cover all the interns. So if you want to contact me, my contact information's up there. Give me a call or email me, and I'll get you the name of and contact information of somebody that you can help to have a great experience. Okay. Any questions? Thank you.
Thanks, Kate. And Kate was part of last year's intern class, and she's jumped in and has been a really big help to Melanie and to the board. Okay, Connie, are you on? I think I saw you.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay, your
hello,
turn.
everyone. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. We are reaching the end of our chapter operating handbook review project. I want to thank Mickey DeFilio, Kathy Pittman, and John O'Connell for helping with this monumental task. It's part of the state. Y'all might remember earlier, a few months ago, or about this time last year, I can't remember exactly when, we voted to on the new state bylaws, which the state basically gives you. And then the second part, the second document we've been working on updating is our chapter operating handbook, which basically is something the state gave us a framework, but we have to put in all the details on how we operate our procedures, so we have them documented and we can make sure we follow the guidelines that we've all agreed to for our chapter. So the first process was for the review committee to go through and draft our procedures using our old handbook and putting it in the new framework that the state gave us, and also if there was any updates or revisions to the policies that needed to be done, we also recommended those. So the committee is done. The board is going to vote on those, on accepting those, the proposal, and are approving the framework that we've come up with as a committee. And then the next step is for the general membership to review that new operating handbook, and for the board to give the general membership an opportunity to come to a board meeting and express any concerns or give us any feedback that you would like to do to give us. So the June board meeting, we will be reviewing any comments and concerns or feedback that the general membership has. So you're invited, if you have, you should look for an email from me. You'll be receiving it probably in about a week, and it will have the proposed chapter operating handbook. We're asking the general membership to review that. If you have any concerns, questions, updates, feedback, to either email us back so we can discuss that at our June board meeting, or you can come in person or attend the board meeting virtually and give us your feedback, and so there can be discussion. So I'll be sending out that new operating handbook, and just remember Those new policies and procedures, if they are new, will not go in effect until after the general membership votes to approve those in July. So that's our goal, is to get this approved by, to get feedback in June, react to that feedback, and then have the make any revisions needed from that feedback, and have the general membership vote on that document in July. I guess, hopefully that made sense.
And when Connie says it was a big task, it's a big task. Our eyes got so crossed reading and reading and rereading and comparing what our current document says and trying to fit it into what the state had. And anyway, but we need your help in looking at it. I realize it's not something that everybody wants to do. It's not something anybody wants to do, probably, but it's part of what we have to do to meet the requirements of the state, which is our parent organization. Okay. Any comments, questions here? Okay, I didn't see any online, and it just closed down on me again. Sorry. Okay, all right. It's been a long day. Okay, last stuff. Annual meeting, still October 12th to 15th. The registration's open. I'm sorry. Room reservations can be made now if you're going to go in person. The registration, as always, will open in August. They'll have the same contests that they've had in years past, and they will have more information on the state website about that. They are still looking for stories about being a master naturalist, either a memory you have of something that helped you along, or something that happened to you that was just you thought was awesome. They're still looking for those stories. And then I've listed the endowment fund there, if anybody's interested in that. And this is the 25th anniversary of the organization. So the symbol, the logo that they've come up with, is kind of the eco-regions, but then it's also different animals on some of the pins that they've had over the years. So it's not a great picture of it, but go online. It's a pretty cool logo. And you can get a t-shirt. Oh, mentioning t-shirts. Thank you, Marty. They also are looking for t-shirts with logos either from your chapter or from an anniversary celebration or from a partner. And they're going to be taking those t-shirt fronts or backs and making quilts out of them as a fundraiser at the annual meeting. So if you have something, let me know. I'll get it from you and we'll send them in. Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, so so the question was, you can't hardly order anything online. They have like a small store, if you will, but about twice a year they'll have a pop-up store, and they'll advertise it on, they'll send something out through listserv. So are you signed up on that? Okay. All right, so let me get that link to you on how to do that. Or you can go to the website, and where the search thing is, type in listserv into the search, and it should take you, there's a spot where you sign up for that, and then that way you're on the state email list, and you'll get more stuff than you ever wanted to get. So, okay. Was there another? I'm sorry. Okay. Our June general meeting will be at 9 in the morning, 8:30 social time. So Kathy Purvis is going to, are you taking over this month on the mini newsletter? July. Okay. So Lisa's last mini newsletter for June. So please send her stuff and then we'll switch over. And for those of you that don't know, Lisa and her husband are moving back to Georgia. He'll be back. Any other topics we need to cover? Yes, Marty. Marty's saying he wanted to say thanks about migration celebration. 1 second.
Yeah, we had we had a lot of great response and help from Master Naturalists, as we always do, for Migration Celebration. And just want to make sure that thank everybody for that. We did have a record turnout on Sunday. We actually had good weather, a little blustery on Saturday, but we still had about 670 guests come out there on Saturday. So it was a good weekend. And there's a lot of people left with smiles, and a lot of us because of the input of our Master Naturalists. So thank you.
Okay. I have 8:15. Christine, did you happen to notice when we started the AT?
Yep, we have 1 hour of AT and 1 hour of VT. And if you attended in person, you can also count your travel time for VT up to 1 hour.